The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
It's your embargo when it's for.
Or Monday or Tuesday, whatever.
So
Doesn't matter.
10:30 Sunday. So 10:30 Sunday evening embargo, guys.
We can do a news press conference tomorrow if you want. For Borgo Saturday, no?
Premier League don't allow it.
No allow it?
No.
Oh, be careful, we'll be fine.
Can't break their rules.
Hello,
Don't
Pep.
break the rules.
We don't want to break.
Don't come tomorrow here. We'll not be allowed to come back.
Although we do like the food. We do like the food. But I wonder if we just start off with the question about David Silva, really.
Yeah.
We all know he has a family issue, and yet, what does it say about his character and his personality? Yet his performance levels are still way high. He's man of the match against Chelsea. He just seems to be able to cope with it all.
Just strong. So we say many times, the family is the most important thing. Family, friends, you know. He want to be here, but sometimes he needs to come back and see his son. He's going well, and his wife. So he has to go there. But of course he knows he has to training. When this happens in the beginning, it's okay, but it's a long time. Don't training sessions, you cannot play good. But he's training alone in Valencia when he goes there. And of course, in the game against Basel, he had the permission. He decided to go to Valencia. But I think yesterday came back, training yesterday, and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, will be ready to play against Stoke City. And after go to Abu Dhabi, he will stay here in Spain. Because, again, so when it happened, what happened, the family and his son is the most important thing. But hopefully he can solve as soon as possible. His lovely kid grow, come back at home, and he can stay with us all day.
But no, I think the point I'm trying to make. But what does it say about his personality that despite this difficulty, his performance levels are still exceptional?
I said many times last season. So he's normally a guy who has a lot of skills, the technical skills, and in that league is so complicated because his physicality is strong, the weather conditions, the pitches, and many reasons. And he survived like one of the best players in England in the last decade. You know, it's a long time here, and he's playing in a high level. We are so happy to have him, to extend his contract, to stay next season with him. So it's so good. So it means a lot how strong. He's a huge competitor, one of the huge competitors I have like a football player. He's a show shy, don't speak too much. He's not a guy, you know, with his body language communicate many things. But on the pitch, the moment he's there, when the game is on, wow, he's a guy who, especially in the bad conditions, he never hide in the bad conditions, tough conditions. The game is not going well. He makes a step forward, and that is so important.
Pep, I think you said a few times that the thing that made Sir Alex Ferguson special was the fact that he could rebuild teams. He had a great team, then he dismantled it, built it again. Is that something you could ever see yourself doing? Because obviously, so far in your career, you've had a finite spell, then a new club. Do you see yourself being able to do that? Is that within your makeup, do you think?
Yeah, I didn't do in the past. To do that, you have to stay 10 or 15 years in one club, because I think when we rebuilt the club, Sir Alex rebuilt the club, is because we were in one period 6 or 7 years with the same people, and after 6 or 7 years, then have to do it again. So you have to stay 10 or 15 years. Of course, I think we could do that. Always when you go in the same hand with the club, that can happen, but you have to stay 10, 15 years. And I don't know, you have the energy to do that. It depends on that, yeah.
When you went to Abu Dhabi last year during the season,
Yeah.
there were obviously very different circumstances to this season.
Yeah.
You were having a great time. You mentioned the other week that you got the support from the owners that meant that you were still in charge no matter what.
Yeah.
What exactly did they say to you? And was it when you were over in Abu Dhabi that they communicated that to you?
Well, we were good. So I think that the relation especially with Khaldoon, we are in touch a lot by telephone when he comes here almost every single day. So always is that. So he knows what happened with our feelings, but always say, whatever you decide, whatever you and Chiqui and Ferran decide what you have to do with the people in the club is going well. And I said weeks ago, so So the club is good because not now in the season it's easy to say everybody's, is going well and everybody it's okay, it's happy. No, it happened the same last season. And that means a lot to me last season. So in the bad moments when we see how they react the club, how they support you, how when you talk about what is going to plan to the future, and they were there. There was no doubts about that. Because we had doubts because we didn't win, but not doubts about what you have to do. And that was so important last season. And I will never forget that. Now it's easy to support you, But last season was the key moment. And they were there. And I cannot forget that. Never.
A lot nicer to go over there, though, in current circumstances.
Sorry?
A lot nicer to go over there and see the boss in the current circumstances.
Yeah, but we were there when we won Monaco 5-3 here. So everybody was happy. So fortunately we didn't come back after Monaco came away. So, but football is like this, except the good moments and bad moments.
The head of Barcelona's academy has said today that they're looking to sign more English players, younger English players. How difficult will it be for clubs in England to keep hold of their best players if the top teams in Spain want them, given the troubles that we've got with the under-23 league? And
English football, English teams took a lot of players in the academy from Barcelona in the past, a lot. So everybody tried to do their best for the team, and when they believe to do that, and the families, because the kids are young, the families believe it's good for the kids and the kids as well. So they do that, but I think it's not a problem because in Spain, Italy take the players from other places, and the other countries take players, English players. I think for the English players it's good as well to go in another country and see different realities, and they can do that. So sometimes it's good. So Piqué came here, Cesc Fabregas came here, so there were young players. A lot of young players went to Arsenal, so United as well. So here as well, City. And that's why they can do it as well. So,
why do you think it's been if foreign players have come this way rather than English players going the other way? Why haven't there been more English players going abroad when they're younger? Is it simply that foreign clubs or Spanish clubs haven't been looking at English players before?
I don't know the reason why. I don't know, but I think normally I think it's a wealth league. It's a top league in Premier League, and maybe the English players prefer to stay here, but. From my point of view, maybe I'm wrong, but one of the key points the Spanish football make a step forward in the last decade, 20 years, make a good success in the clubs, in the national teams. You got managers and especially players took the courage to say, I go to England to play there. And I think they became a stronger players, Xabi Alonso, or Mikel Arteta, or Fernando Torres, Cesc Fabregas, a lot of young players decide to come here and play in that league. And I think when they came back in national team, they were stronger. They were better. Of course, they helped success from Valencia in their moment, Atletico Madrid, and especially Barcelona, Real Madrid. They did it a very good thing. They helped to the Spanish football to make forward. I think it's a good experience to move in other countries and see different realities than normally,
Do you think that will benefit the English national team then in the years to come?
I think from my point of view, I said many times, that's true, but for me the most important thing is make the second teams a stronger leagues. Without that, I think will be tough in the future of the national team. It will be so important for Phil Foden, Brahim, and for young Chelsea players, young United players, Liverpool players playing a real tough competition. Without that, will be tough for the English national teams. That is my personal view.
Okay, that's good.
Pep, you said earlier on you've had some bad experiences on Mondays. You obviously lost to Wigan. Have there been other ones as well?
No, in Barcelona as well. When sometimes in Barcelona when you will play on Monday, when I remember a long time ago, it was not good. I think Wigan we lost because we played 55 minutes, 10 against 11, and we were not precise to score goals. But we played the game. I reviewed the game, and we did it quite well to go through. But playing that competitions, 10 against 11, like Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, 10 against 11, 50 minutes, always you are at risk.
You always prefer not to play Mondays, though?
I prefer to play in weekend, yeah, but so all the teams play United, I think so, play on Monday like against Crystal Palace, isn't it? So it's not about, it's just for my experience, I don't like.
Hi Pep, I was reading an interview you did this week in Argentina about a lot of things in your career and how you've changed, and you said you're more tolerant with some players now than you were. What did he mean by that, and have you got any examples?
I have more patience. Before I react immediately and I'm going to sleep, and the day after I see the things a different way. So normally it's so difficult to go to the press conference after the game because you are not so clever, so clear to analyze what happened during 90 minutes. Normally when we win you're happier, and maybe your analysis is not correct. When you lose, we are so sad, and maybe you are not correct we are talking about. And when you sleep, and day after, especially when you review the game, you talk with your staff, you are more clear about it. So maybe I learn sometimes to be more calm. Sometimes I don't do that, but I think when I get older, I will be clever to understand what's really happened, in the game or after the game.
And just about Mendy, obviously he's been a big part of the team all season despite the injury. Now he's back on the training pitch. What's that been like for you and for the rest of the players as well?
Well, the most important thing after 6 months later is be careful, because he believes I am strong, I will come back soon, I can play like before the injury. That does not happen. So even if he believes he's strong, he's not strong enough. After 6 months, you have to be careful. But of course, it's so important to come back. And he trained all the training session with us. And the knee is going well because he was operated for the best doctor in the world to doing that, Dr. Kuat. And it's going really well. But we are so happy because maybe he can help us for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So we cannot forget Gundogan played the last month a lot of games. I think all the games 90 minutes except the last. It was stopped. But before of that, play 1 game, rest in 2, 1 game, rest in 2. Because after 6 months, the next step is muscular injury. And you have to try to avoid it, And this last of part to maybe go to the World Cup and next season come back stronger. Okay guys, thank you.